Thank you very much. Welcome. And today I have to tell you that even though I am black, I am not bitter. Bitter some of the time. And I would tell you what the guy who made the comment sent me in an email last night in a supposed apology, which is even funnier, but I won't take up the time. Let me just say that this is a momentous event, and we are very grateful that we have these experts here to talk to us about reclaiming the Constitution, the 14th Amendment. And we have agreed that we will have brief introductory remarks from each person, and then we will have some questions back and forth, some discussion, and then questions from you. But let me just say one other thing, is that I have a new book, which will be out at the end of the month from Alfred Knopf, called And Justice for All, the United States Commission on Civil Rights and the Continuing Struggle for Freedom in America, with 93 photographs of various ordinary people who came over the years since 1957 before the commission. And it is the story not of the bureaucracy, but of the people who came, who struggled, and how they made the commission respond to their needs, and how the Civil Rights Commission worked with civil rights advocates. I had this book with me last weekend at a meeting that Wade Henderson had down in New Orleans with a bunch of folks, and had the book, and everybody I showed it to wanted to look in the index first to see if they were in it. Some of you are in it. First, we are going to begin with the history, of course, which is where we must begin if we ought to learn anything at all, in my opinion. And therefore, we have Eric Foner, who is one of the most distinguished of American historians, who is DeWitt Clinton Professor of History at Columbia University. And he's going to tell us about where these amendments came from and the anti-slavery tradition that grew out of that era, and Congress's historically broad concept of equality and rights. And then after that, John Payton, who is the CEO, Director Counsel, President, and all things important at the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, after years being a litigation partner and manager in one of the major law firms here in town, following in the distinguished tradition of Thurgood Marshall. And you have bios on all of these people, so I'm not going to read the entire bios because it would take me too long. We'd be here forever. And he will talk about the 14th and 15th Amendments and how they, in fact, were used earlier and what happened to corrupt them. Then we have John Tresvigna, who is the President and General Counsel of MALDEF. And he is going to talk about immigration issues and the 14th Amendment and citizenship rights that are related to that. And then we are going to have Doug Kendall, who is the founder and president of the Constitutional Accountability Center and is also the mother of Miracle. His little girl is quite wonderful. And I see her all the time when I go out running in the morning past their house, and she and I have great conversations. Anyway, and he has the enviable or unenviable task of trying to reclaim the Privileges and Immunities Clause of the 14th Amendment, and assures us that in the next 2 years, the Supreme Court will overturn the slaughterhouse cases and restore the Privileges and Immunities Clause to its pristine purity. So we will begin with Professor Foner.
Okay, I think